Hello, everyone. Welcome to TD Board Gamers. My name is Dave. Today, we're going to take a look at my top 5 basic supports. Now, basics, of course, is a kind of a interesting aspect. If I'm making a basic only deck, then I treat it as a normal aspect. But you can also put basic cards in with any aspect. So this is more kind of categorized a little bit with some that I try to include as well in any deck. But these cards don't always make it. So it's not these cards don't always make the short list, and obviously some swap out with others based on like what I'm building, if I'm building an X-Men or an Avenger deck or whatever. So this is kind of a strange category. But anyways, I've organized them into 5 with some honorable mentions. So let's take a look at number 5. Number 5 is Avengers Mansion. It costs 4, max 1 per player. It's an Avenger location. Action, exhaust Avengers Mansion, choose a player. That player draws 1 card. Now, I usually play multiplayer, so this is really good because you can help somebody else draw a card as well. And this is a card that I try to include in any deck when I'm building, no matter what aspect. But it does get cut because it is kind of spendy. But if it's a resource rich hero, or if I feel the card draw is very important, then I definitely try to make room for Avenger Mansion. So number 5 is Avenger Mansion. Now number 4 is Helicarrier. It costs 3, location shield, max 1 per player. Action, exhaust Helicarrier, choose a player, reduce the resource cost of the next card that player plays this phase by 1. Now, unlike the Avenger Mansion, this definitely tries to be in every single deck, no matter what tribal deck I'm playing, because just the reduction is really nice. And again, it can help another player when playing in multiplayer if you don't need the cost reduction. So number 4 is Helicarrier. Now, number 3 is one of those that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. It's based on what kind of hero I'm trying to do. So these are the tribal specific resources. So first of all, we got the Quinn Carrier here, cost 3, Avenger vehicle, play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. It's a resource, exhaust the Quinn Carrier to generate a wild resource. If I'm playing the X-Men, then I would put it in the X-Jet, which costs 3, exhaust the X-Jet, and generate a wild resource for a player whose identity has the X-Men trait. So, of course, in multiplayer, the X-Jet is nice if you're playing with multiple players playing X-Men. The I-Pack costs 1, and you draw an encounter card to draw 2 cards. Now, this doesn't matter what tribe you're playing for getting the card, but of course you have to be a member of X Force to play the card. So that's where the player side scheme build support can come into play, because once you remove all the threat from it, then you get to put a support that costs 3 or less into play. So you could bypass the play restrictions. So number 3 is the tribal resource generating cards. Number 2 is some more tribal specific supports. This one is Moira McTaggart. She costs 2. She's a persona. Play only if your identity has the mutant trait. So this works great with X-Men or X-Force, but you have to be alter ego to play it. And then in response, after a mutant alter ego changes into hero form, exhaust Moira McTaggart, that hero's controller draws 1 card. Now, of course, this is for in multiplayer. If the other player is playing an X-Men or X-Force, they can benefit when they come from alter ego to hero as well. And we have the Web of Life and Destiny, costs 3, location, Web Warrior. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web Warrior trait. And response, after a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. That player draws a card. And the player you choose doesn't necessarily have to be a Web Warrior, but this is just another great way to get card draw. So number 2 is tribal card draw. All right, we have a couple honorable mentions. We have Fitzsimmons here. So Leo Fitz, he costs 3. Persona Shield, reduce the cost to play Leo Fitz by 2 if your identity has a shield trait. Alter Ego action, exhaust Leo Fitz, search your deck for a tech card, and add it to your hand. And then Gemma Simmons, she costs 3. Persona Shield, reduce the cost by 2 if you have the shield trait. Resource, exhaust Gemma Simmons to generate a mental resource for a tech card. Now, of course, if you're shield, you get the discount. But if you're not shield and you play with a lot of tech cards, it may be worth it to pay the full cost to get the resource and the ability to search your deck for tech cards. So between Fitz and Simmons, this is really great for tech-heavy heroes. So my honorable mention is Fitzsimmons. And my number 1 is Team Building Exercise. It costs 2. Hero action, exhaust team building exercise. Play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1. So this is great for any hero. But if I'm playing the Maria Hill hero, then I'm going to probably swap out team building exercise for government liaison because it's a shield support. It does the same thing except for it's only for shield cards and it happens to be a shield support. So you can work with Maria's ability as well. So number 1 is team building exercise / government liaison. Okay, well, so that was my top 5 basic supports. Again, it's kind of categorized a little bit, and there was also some generic ones in the beginning as well. So when I'm building a deck and I'm thinking of basic supports, these are ones that I think about, and either for any deck or if I'm doing a specific tribal deck. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Thank you.